To get 60,000 back in the stadium is all you can ask for, and you know, we're ready to go, and I'm sure the fans are as well.
Good luck tonight, Steve.
Cheers, thank you.
Stephen Welsh chatting to John Linwood. Honestly, we're building up to kick-off here at Celtic Park and looking around, and the stadium is beginning to build up. It's only the main stand just to the left-hand side of us that has some empty seats for lots of different UEFA regulations, but the noise inside the stadium is unbelievable already. So we're building up to kick-off, and we'll look forward to bringing you the walk-on probably a couple of minutes before kick-off, so do join us and stay with us for that if you can. Don't forget, the Paradise Windfall is up for grabs tonight, though. It is a whopping £10,000, the virtual Paradise Windfall. Laurie Ross, the sponsor, as always, and you can download your app or the Celtic Pools app, all the usual ways that you do that, and of course we'll tell you who wins that £10,000 at half-time, so stay tuned for that. We've been talking a little bit about Kyogo, that's how we're saying it, John. 26-year-old, very, very special player, and what a find by Ange Postecoglou.
An unbelievable find. I think nobody in Europe had probably heard of him, but Ange obviously knows all about it. He's scored so many goals already, getting in between those posts, his movement, he's never standing still, he's always on the move. Look at his movement here, great play from Christie. Look at this movement, he thinks, where's he going to play it? Great little run, and obviously going to talk about Ryan Christie again. Ralston, the creator, gets to the byline, looks up. Where is he? In the box. This again.
But he's in the right position.
Always in the right position. Another chance. Should have been a double hat-trick.
The thing is as well, what he's got, Kyogo, he's got McGregor, he's got Christie, he's got Turnbull, he's got Forrest who can put him in. You know, they have great vision and guile to their passing, and passing it with the right pass. The pass from Christie at the weekend, I called it world class. If Glenn Hoddle had played that pass, he'd been talking about it for years and years and years. But that's what he's got. You know, he's got them players around him, Kyogo. He knows if he makes the runs, majority of the time the ball will go to him.
And it's all about partnerships. They're going to love playing with him, and he's going to be loving playing with those passers.
Do you know what was really interesting, actually watching on Sunday, was whenever the third goal went in, Ange Postecoglou was just in the dugout with this sort of wry smile on his face, as if to say, told you, he knows exactly who he was
getting. He's one of mine.
He's one of mine. That's my boy.
Exactly.
I told everybody, and a few people probably said, who's this guy? But he's proven himself.
I think sometimes, maybe once or twice at this football club, that might have happened before. Players who maybe no one had ever heard of. Lubo Moravcik springs to mind. You know, players who, were maybe in different countries and no one had heard of them, and came into the stadium and set a light.
And John will know this. For a striker, a forward player, you're so desperate to get off to a good start, banging in the goals. So it's a great start for him, and actually looks like a real happy boy and confident.
He does. You can tell he's got great energy levels. His face, he was smiling. He had the biggest smile in the ground on the weekend when he got his hat trick. I'm delighted for him. But as I said, I think he's going to be a very, very special player for the club.
Well, we were talking a little bit about Ryan Christie, and Ange Postecoglou was saying in midweek that, we don't know what's going to happen with his future, if he's going to be at the club, come the next few weeks or so. But he did say that all he could do was create the right culture for him to want to stay, John. And as a manager, how easy is that, or difficult is that to do?
I understand exactly what I'm saying. Basically, he's saying I've got to create a football team, get him in my team, and make sure he's enjoying it. And when you see Ryan Christie since pre-season, he's all over the place. His work rate is unbelievable. The Celtic fans are back on side with him. Last season he had a little dip, like most of the team, but he's creating goals, scoring, and I'm sure Ange will be desperate to keep a hold of him.
He brings some energy, John. You can hear us. The lights are shining up behind us, which is a long time since we've seen that here at Celtic Park. It's very good.
The atmosphere is building up. It's only half full, by the way, but it's absolutely bouncing. But going back to Ryan Christie for a minute, John's type of player. John was fit himself, and John likes people who get down the pitch, up, down, create, win tackles, and that's what Ryan Christie gives you. But I'll be delighted if Ange can possibly get him to stay. I know he's running his contract down, but we don't know who's come in for him, whether anybody has come in for him. But certainly Celtic would be a stronger team, a stronger 11, if Ryan Christie was to be at his best in the team.
Okay, thanks very much
Ange, another fantastic reception as you walk down. It gets louder and louder every week. How are you looking forward to a full Celtic Park tonight?
Yeah, immensely so. I think all of us are, whether it's our first time or it's just having missed it last year. The players, they're all super excited and really keen to put on a good performance. That's the most important thing, that we repay the faith they've shown in us.
One change to the starting 11. James Forrest comes in and Liel Abada drops out of the squad. Is that one enforced on you tonight?
Yeah, he pulled up a bit sore after training, and to be fair to him, we've kind of thrown him in. He's only 19 years old, so I think it was wise for him just to have a rest tonight and hopefully get him right for the weekend.
I asked this question of Stephen Welsh in pre-match, if there's a dilemma between having a 2-goal lead and a home match and playing under Ange Postecoglou, and I think he made it clear that there's one way that we're going to play tonight. Would you echo those sentiments?
Yeah, look, I'm sort of being consistent in saying that's the kind of team I want us to be, and I think that's the kind of team, more importantly, our supporters want us to be, that irrespective of the scoreline or the occasion, we go out there, we play our football with no fear, and hopefully be successful our way.
Well, best of luck, Ange.
Thank you, mate.
How long have we waited for this noise behind us? Let's enjoy it. Never gets old, John, does it?
Really magnificent. The hairs on my back in it, just standing up. That's what Celtic Football Club's all about. That song, the fans belting it out.
It's a special song, and there's been so many people in this stadium who've waited so long for that moment, just to be together, to celebrate, to think about what tonight might mean for Celtic, which is potentially, the club getting back to where it should be.
This is what it's all about for me, the fans getting behind the team, a team on the pitch that's scoring goals, creating goals, playing in the front foot. The players have been bursting to get onto this pitch tonight. They've been waiting, playing in front of no fans. It's been so difficult for the coaches and the players. But now, it's all about teams and fans together.
What's it like when you're walking out there to feel that energy from all of these people, knowing that they're there to support you?
It's the greatest feeling in the world for a professional football. I've played at many clubs, but there's nothing like playing in front of this support. They get behind you. If they see you're giving 100%, they're with you all the way. And it's song after song here. You don't get that in England. They've got 1 or 2 songs. These Celtic fans have got a book full of songs for every game.
Yeah, and do you know what? So many people say that when they come to this stadium, that there's nothing like Celtic Park on a European night. And you look around you, and I feel very privileged to be here tonight because so many people are not able to be with us and experience what this is like, but it's special.
It's very special. Look at the fans, the joy and the happiness and togetherness. They've missed this so much. It's huge part of their lives, their family, their children. That's Celtic Football Club.
What will the jablonec players be thinking as they're sitting in that dressing room and preparing to come out?
I think they'll be excited, but they'll be fearful of conceding an early goal. And I think that's exactly what Ange and the players will be, the team talk will be. Let's get an early goal, and this team could crumble. But the objective tonight for me is a clean sheet and lots of goals. I think I've got a very good feeling it's going to be a goal fest tonight.
It's interesting because we kind of forget as well that this is Ange Postecoglou's first time seeing this.
Oh, he's going to love every minute of this from start to finish. They could have worked out a perfect game. We're 4-2 up, our first game back in front of our home fans. There's no real tension tonight. It's going to be just, I think, joy and pleasure all the way.
And he said before he knows exactly what this means to, to be the manager of this football club. If he didn't really know, he's going to know tonight.
Tonight he'll know what it's all about. When the goals start flying in and this 60,000 starts singing, he'll know what it's all about.
And then tonight, just how important is this Europa League campaign, John, to the season for Ange Postecoglou, and exactly what he's trying to do, trying to build here?
I think it's vitally important to the manager and the players. They'll want to be in Europe. Full stadiums here at Celtic Park midweek, under the floodlights when we get into the group stage. The players love that, the fans love it, the manager will be desperate for it.
We spoke a little bit about the importance of getting the first goal, and also, I suppose, a clean sheet for Joe Hart and those defenders, just to build a bit of confidence and build a bit of foundation.
It's all about confidence, but listen to Ange here, it's very important. A lot of managers talk about results. We talked about performance, and I think real coaches, real managers, you study and you strive for the performances. The results come with good performances. So for me that was nice. He's thinking not just about the result, how do we perform? How do we perform?
Special night at Celtic Park, just about to get underway. Let's join our commentary with John Hartson and Sherry McCullough.
Thank you, Connie. It's been a long time coming, but finally, we can get Celtic Park rocking again with a sold-out crowd. I'm not sure the Europa League qualifying ties will ever have an atmosphere quite like this one, as tens of thousands of Celtic fans return to paradise after the pandemic shutdown. It is a joyous night for everyone associated with Celtic. It's also a poignant night for many who perhaps are returning without loved ones who we've lost over the past 17 months. We will pay tribute and remember them in a minute's applause before kick-off. But these players will be soaking up this atmosphere. They have been looking forward to this like you wouldn't believe. The players who have been here for a number of seasons know what this experience is like, and they will be desperate to witness it again. Those players like Kyogo, who haven't witnessed the Celtic Park paradise atmosphere on a European night, will be witnessing it for the first time. And after the performance of the Japanese forward at the weekend, I've no doubt that he will relish playing in front of his new supporters. A proud night for new captain Callum McGregor. He's been in here, he's done it all, but with that armband it will be an especially proud occasion for Callum. So as the players get ready for this one, there will be a minute's applause before this game. As I mentioned, both Celtic players and the Jablonec players will respect that minute's applause, as will the supporters here. Many fans coming back to meet their friends who they only meet at the football, but they build strong relationships through Celtic. Some may not be here because we have lost them to the coronavirus pandemic. The players will gather around the centre circle now to pay tribute to those supporters and those who we've lost around the world. Celtic, of course, 4-2 ahead after the first leg in the Czech Republic. But after that 6-0 thrashing of Dundee on Sunday, with Kyogo entertaining us all with a league debut hat-trick, it's Ange Postecoglou's men and Callum McGregor's men who are the clear favourites to get through to face Dutch side AZ Alkmaar in next week's Europa League playoff. Jablonec, of course, they're just not here to make up the numbers. A strong defensive showing from Celtic will be required to get the job from half done to complete. There's the man of the moment, Kyogo. You could tell by his face on Sunday, he had an afternoon to remember. And I'm sure he, like the thousands of Celtic fans in paradise tonight, will be hoping he gives us another one to remember tonight. So Celtic get the game underway, shooting from left to right, as is traditionally the case, and with the fans behind them and Ange Postecoglou's words ringing in their ear, the job is to take the game to the Czech side from the first whistle. And it looks like, John, the Czech side were planning to do exactly the same.
Blestill running down that right-hand side. Here we go. Kyogo's in.
What a chance for Kyogo. He tried to dummy the goalkeeper. And it didn't come off for the Japanese boy.
What a good chance for Kyogo early on. What, 15, 20 seconds in.
Oh, it's end-to-end stuff already. We could be in for an exciting night here. That one just out of play on this near side. One of the Czech players is down injured inside the Celtic half.
We needed that goal as well. I expected Celtic to come out fast. It's a great ball through from Tom Rogic. You see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to take it around the goalkeeper. Actually, the goalkeeper comes out and spreads himself quite well and saves it with his feet.
Yeah, just tried to dummy the goalkeeper by dropping the right shoulder, but the goalkeeper had read that with his legs. Bit of a follow through there from Anthony Ralston after he won the ball.
We'll let Kyogo away with that so early in the game, Jerry.
Yeah. Listen, we know from Sunday he will get a lot of chances, and he will put some of them away. Of that there is no doubt. Here's Ralston. So as I said, John, 4-2 up from Celtic, but you know, if any fan is thinking that the job's already done, I'm sure the manager and the players are fully understanding that this is only half-time.
Yeah, I don't think we can show that overconfidence, but we can't forget last week we went out there and we scored 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. Looked a very comfortable night over the piece. And tonight Celtic will have to work, and we could have done with that first goal going in almost. Then if the first goal goes in, it's 5-2 on aggregate. And then that almost kills the game for me then, Jerry.
The new Celtic manager has certainly captured the hearts of the fans with not just the play on the park, but his comments and interviews as well. He certainly likes to play football the way traditionally Celtic like to play football. Greg Taylor goes down, flag up for the free kick to Celtic. Goodness me, just 2.5 minutes or so gone. It feels like we've been playing for a good 20 minutes. It is.
It's great to see the fans back in. I have to say, it's been 18 months since we had a last full house here at Celtic Park. But
not quite the 60,000 because of still the UEFA restrictions relating to the main stand, but you would never know from the noise generated inside Celtic Park tonight. As
what a difference it makes to the players. I've been out there, I've been blessed to be out there with a massive crowd here. It makes a huge difference to the players. It really does give them a boost.
Krob with a throw for Jablonec. Celtic back in numbers, pressing quickly, winning the ball back. Forrest there to Rogic, will keep this one in. Shows great footwork as well, and now some space for Turnbull outside of the foot. Lovely dummy by Taylor. Christie tries to play it into the path of Greg Taylor, but it was cut out by Kubista.
Yeah, Christie just give Greg Taylor a little bit too much to do there. Could have played it into his path, but just rushed the pass, I felt. Ryan Christie's been outstanding, by the way, this season, right from the very get-go.
Christie is one player who has started the season strongly. Such a creative player. When he's on his day, he's virtually unplayable, and 3 fantastic assists at the weekend in the game against Dundee. Of course, already found the back of the net against this side in the first leg with that late header. Joe Hart will be used to this kind of atmosphere as well, having played at the top level of the game. That's a free kick. Push into the back of Kyogo there from Kubista.
It's interesting seeing Joe Hart actually having to kick that out and go long. That's mainly because the Jablonec players are pressing really high, which means the likes of Starfelt, Welsh, Ralston, they can't then go and get the ball. It's too risky. So sometimes Hart will have to go long. Kyogo does really well to win a foul for his side. Gets the team up the pitch.
Yes, it certainly looks like the instructions from the Jablonec manager is to try and not let Celtic dictate the game. They're closing the ball down quickly themselves. Starfelt does well with Ralston. Now some space for McGregor and 2 for Turnbull. He's got Christie to his right. Kyogo, has he got the pace? Out comes Hanus, who was quickly off his line. Well, he was almost at the end of his box anyway. But again, Celtic showing no threat in the final third.
That is a midfielder's dream. Kyogo runs in behind. His neat Turnbull this time just overhits the pass. But again, Kyogo's offering that run in behind. A midfielder's dream if you have a striker like that.
Yes, this movement is exceptional. And you imagine he's going to get a lot of supply from Celtic's midfield this season. McGregor coming forward again. Forrest on this right touchline. Goes for the cross. It's beat away by Craw, but it's out for the corner kick to Celtic. Just over 6 minutes gone. Celtic on the ascendancy, but no goals yet. The chip in from Turnbull. It's over the head of Christie and cleared away by Pilar. Late challenge there, and the free kick to Celtic. Taylor goes down again.
Yeah, late challenge from Prestill on Taylor.
So chance perhaps for Ryan Christie to put in a dead ball. Decides to play it short. Chip comes in towards Welsh. He was up there with Kubista. Almost was managing to direct that header goalward.
Yes, unlucky Turnbull again. Just making some great passes already early in the game. It's a decent cross to the back post. Welsh gets up above the defender, just can't generate the accuracy on the header.
Flick on there, but Starfelt is back positioned well. Jablonec's target man, Martin Dolezal, he's their captain, their main threat up front. Pilar provides a threat down the left. Plesto with his pace down the right. But here's Welsh for Celtic.
Hart looking to play it short there, just making sure that McGregor's comfortable at taking it, gets it the ball, he gets side on, he'll take it all day for you on the edge of his own box.
This time, first time upfield, Kyogo jumps early. Kubista forward, it's cut out. Great reading of the game from McGregor. I'm not sure that Turnbull realised he was the recipient of that pass. Christie being pushed back, just can't keep the ball in play, and Jablonec will have the throw on the far side as we head towards the 9th minute. Still that early chance for Kyogo, the best chance of the match so far. Should Celtic get through tonight, and of course we all hope and expect them to, then the Europa League playoff is against AZ Alkmaar of Holland, of course, and that will be a Celtic Park first leg next Wednesday night, not Thursday, next Wednesday night. Petr Radov, the Jablonec manager, very animated figure on the touchline. Forward to come down this left-hand side. This time Celtic win the throw.
Yeah, it's just been a positive first 10 minutes for Celtic. They've got on the ball, they're dictating the play, they're playing it accurate, they're playing it crisp. Kyogo's had a great chance. So, a really good positive start for the Hoops.
Oh, that's a poor pass, and it's cut out by Rogic. He has men with him. Kyogo leaves that one for Turnbull. Christie in support. The pass just behind Ryan Christie. Turnbull takes the return. Jablonec's defence comes back, but the outside of the foot pass towards Kyogo was cut out, and it's out for a Celtic corner.
Yeah, chance there for Celtic to break. It's just a little bit messy in the end. Eventually, Turnbull turns it around and tries to whip it in with his left foot. Celtic goes out for a Celtic corner.
James Forrest across on that left-hand side now. Inside him is Christie. Callum McGregor finds Turnbull. Christie. Rogic. Will he go for goal? Thought about it, then saw Ralston and Forrest make the run. Away comes Plesto. Tracked well by McGregor. And that's the kind of defensive work that Ange Postecoglou wants from his midfield. Jablonec dispossessed by Tom Rogic. Once again, look who it is that's in space. You guessed it, Callum McGregor.
Good play from Celtic there, getting himself out of a really tight situation.
Rogic. McGregor. Taylor's come inside, so no one out left for the pass. Taylor eventually goes across. McGregor switches that one out to James Forrest, just a bit too much in that one. One of the features of Ange Postecoglou's style, John, you saw when Callum McGregor picked the ball up a couple of minutes ago in the centre circle. There, right next to him to receive the pass, was Greg Taylor. The manager seems to like his full-backs coming inside. Yeah,
and just giving them more bodies in the middle of the park, and Greg Taylor and Ralston have done that really well in games that we've seen so far this season. But I like Turnbull's position as well. He's almost like that quarterback, isn't he? He wants to be the feeder. You know, he's the one with that great ability to pass with the right weight. We saw Christie as well play a fantastic ball into Kyogo at the weekend. I think it was actually for his hat-trick.
Yeah, candidate for pass of the season, I think, even though it was just the first couple of weeks. Good ball by Taylor to find Christie, who in turn gives it to Turnbull. Now McGregor. Rogic has James Forrest to his right-hand side. Kyogo's on his own in the middle. If Forrest can create the space, forward comes Forrest, cutting in from the right-hand side. Kyogo, it's a chance, and it's a goal for Kyogo.
Offside.
It won't count. The flag is up on this near side. The pass to Kyogo. I think the Japanese player had just gone into an offside position. We'll hopefully get to see.
Great play from Jamesy Forrest. This is what he wants to do. He wants them one-on-one situations. Oh, if he's off, it's very, very tight. Very tight. It looked as if Kabista was keeping him on, but Kyogo just may well have edged a yard offside. Yeah, very tight, though.
He's so quick off the mark, is Kyogo.
Brilliant finish. He didn't know he was offside. Still a fantastic finish.
Well, he's going to entertain us, this Kyogo.
It really is. I'd love to see that from a different angle. Yeah.
Here's Turnbull.
offside decision there.
Taylor coming inside again, sliding that one through to Rogic. Christie, Plestiel is with him. Christie to the byline, and it's out by Kubista. But Celtic really turning the screw in the final third. Great to hear the songs ring out at Celtic Park. In comes a corner from Turnbull. No takers for Celtic. 15 minutes gone, still 0-0 between Celtic and FK Jablonec. You can just see there, left leg perhaps.
Very, very close, isn't it? Brilliant play.
Look at the finish, it's cool.
Great finish. That little
it's quite similar to the hat-trick finish on Sunday, where he had to lift it over the goalkeeper's legs.
He does that ever so well. He did very similar last week. Jablonec away from home, but good play again from James Forrest. Nicely weighted ball into Kyogo. Nice to see the players already early playing together, linking together. It's coming together very, very far, probably quicker than Ange Postecoglou could have hoped for. Really, the players, you can just see these little partnerships growing all over the pitch.
Here's Turnbull. McGregor now running at the Jablonec defence. Christie. Turnbull again. This midfielder really taking this game by the scruff of the neck, but that was a good challenge, and Jablonec win the ball back. No real support though for Pilar up front, and as the Celtic players hunt him down, they draw the mistake and win back possession.
That's another tactic I think Ange wants the players to do when they lose the ball. He wants them to get straight back behind the ball, goal side, and win it back as quick as you can.
Ralston trying to find Rogic. Quickly closed down, but Rogic can get himself out of that situation.
That's
and he
brilliant.
switches that. What a pass from Tom Rogic to Ryan Christie. Kyogo's in the middle! Just a bit heavy from Ryan Christie, but Celtic turning defence into attack in a matter of seconds.
How's Tom Rogic weaved his way out of that little hole he was in there?
Now Celtic will need to be careful at the back. Plestiel has the ball. Cuts that one back. And good defensive work there from Starfelt.
I think that's the one thing that Celtic... Look at this is Tom Rogic. Fantastic quick feet and a really good ball wide to Christie was available. But they have just broke here, Jablonec, and I think that's the danger for Celtic. When they throw in too many players forward, they don't get hit on the counter-attack. When you need a cool head like McGregor to say, look, you go out, one of us has to sit in to give us that defensive shape.
So a corner to defend for Celtic. It's headed away by Welsh and over the bar. David Huska. So first chance at goal for the Czech side, approaching 19 minutes. Celtic with that 4-2 lead from the first leg. First goal for Celtic tonight surely kills off the tie as a contest, you would think. Good defensive work again. Starfelt quickly on his man. But the play the last couple of minutes, just shifting down to the Celtic box. Jablonec's players will be pretty tired already, chasing the game as they have done. That one just creeps out of play on the far side. That's one feature of the game. When you've got the ball, it gives you confidence, it gives you momentum. But the other team then have to expend so much energy chasing about the pitch.
Absolutely, you know, you use so much more energy when you're chasing the ball. Keep the ball, and then you use half as much work rather than trying to get it back all the time.
Oh, a chance there, good first time cross in. It comes back and over the bar again, but the Jablonecs showing that they do possess a threat up front. Bit of a half-hearted effort there from Kratic Phil, but once again it's a shot towards goal. Oh, I thought Kyogo had won that back there, but it's a bit of a risky and weighty back pass to the goalkeeper. Such was the pressure from the Japanese player. Celtic have it with Christie, now Taylor. Taylor again, first time, once again. It's out for another corner to Celtic.
That corner, it comes from Kyogo's closing down, because the goalkeeper panics, they clear it, we pick it up, we break, and then Christie does really well and wins a corner. But it initially comes from the hard work from your centre forward Kyogo in closing the goalkeeper down. Great work.
In comes the corner. Stephen Welsh goes down. He feels he was pushed in the back. Rogic has it. And it comes from Ralston. A chance for Welsh. And he just couldn't keep that one down, could Stephen Welsh.
I think Dolezal does really well here. I just think he puts Welsh off. Last minute, he just gets his body in there. And Welsh just couldn't quite get his head above the ball to head it down. Dolezal, Jablonec's centre forward, doing his defensive duties for the team.
Yep, Stephen Welsh needed the strength of a John Hartson to get his body in the way of that one. Here's McGregor for Celtic. Now Rogic, back to his captain. Good fast pace action from Celtic. Christie just couldn't take that one past Hollick. Turnbull gives it to Welsh. Halfway through the first half. Still no goals. It's been a fairly entertaining 22.5 minutes though from a Celtic perspective. Here's James Forrest cutting in from the right-hand side. David Turnbull perhaps will want this one on the angle for a shot. Straight at the goalkeeper. Hit with power from David Turnbull.
This is what Turnbull does. He just shifts it onto that right foot, hits it really well. Just straight at the goalkeeper. Keeper just parries it, but gets it again, second time. But good play from Turnbull. That's what he does. Just creates that little bit of space to get his shot away.
This time Christie couldn't get past Hollick, but Celtic do well to Taylor to win it back. Here he is again. Turnbull now has McGregor in space inside. McGregor really dictating things from the middle of the park. Now Forrest plays it short this time, takes a return pass from Kyogo, but even the speed of James Forrest isn't enough to get on the end of that pass.
You can tell though, Jerry, that Forrest is just enjoying his evening. He's enjoying himself. He's getting lots of the ball. He's running at the full back. He's going round the outside. He's come inside. He's played a lovely ball through to Kyogo. You can just see James Forrest is saying, give me the ball, I'm in acres of space, and Christie the same on the opposite side.
And when you have Kyogo as an option in the middle, it just gives you so much more as a winger. We've seen it with Abada, we've seen it with Forrest, we've seen it on the left with Ryan Christie as well. Once again, McGregor finds a teammate. Christie against Hollick, trying to give it back to Turnbull. Greg Taylor coming inside. What a chance now for David Turnbull. That will be the opening goal for Celtic. 25 minutes on the clock. Assisted by Greg Taylor, finished by David Turnbull. And that is the opening goal that Ange Postecoglou and these thousands of Celtic fans who are back in paradise we're hoping for.
What about this for the finish from David Turnbull? The outside of his right foot, silky, brilliant finish from Turnbull, cool as you like. And a really good pass, good vision from Greg Taylor. It was coming, that opening goal. Now it'll settle Celtic down, 5-2 in front. Hopefully we'll see some more goals.
It's nothing less than the players deserve for the performance in the opening 25 minutes. David Turnbull with the goal. And now as the crowd's cheers ring around Celtic Park, they can sense another victory on the cards. Jablonec's trying to get back into the game quickly.
Well done, Tony Ralston, there for not diving in.
Rattersfield back to Huska. It's a decent ball inside, but well read by Welsh. And the Celtic players are all back there. Tom Rocket's just a little bit outnumbered, even for him. Oh, good play from Callum McGregor to win back for Celtic. Now Rogic can find a teammate. It's the goal scorer Turnbull.
Look at the space.
Acres of space. Off goes Kyogo on the decoy run this time. Christie, Taylor's looking for it. Kyogo's in the middle. Oh, and he just couldn't get the ball away from the goalkeeper towards Kyogo. What a goal that would have been, John.
Oh, it would have been excellent from Christie. Plays in Taylor, tries to play in Kyogo. The keeper reads it quite well and comes out to intercept.
It all started with Callum McGregor winning the ball back in the right back position.
It's been one-way traffic though, Jerry, wouldn't it? It'd been a bit of a travesty if Celtic hadn't have took the lead before half-time. It was imminent, the goal, it was coming.
Yeah, the fans are enjoying this now. Here's Christie. Kyogo turns, trying to get the ball into space for a shot. The shot comes in, it ricochets off the defender and out for the throw.
Celtics just look as if they're enjoying their football, don't they? They're full of energy. They're, you know, they just look excited to be out there. They all want the ball. They're passing it. They trust each other. Fantastic to watch. I have to say, it's been fantastic to watch. There's a fluency about them.
Greg Taylor, who's been pivotal to a lot of the creativity up front down that left-hand side. Culminating in that wonderful assist for David Turnbull's goal. Forward comes Celtic again. Here is Taylor, inside, finds Kyogo. Now Forrest in space, gets it across. Well, we know Ange Postecoglou likes to play it quickly. Forrest almost too quick for his strikers there. Welsh across the deck to McGregor. Rogic quickly to Christie now. Taylor. Great play once again from Taylor. Ralston. I mean, look where your right back is there. And what a pass. Here's Christie. Another half chance for Celtic. Forward come Jablonec. Bit of space for the shot that time. Well blocked in the end by Welsh. Look at the space. Turnbull's in again. Christie back to Turnbull. Just couldn't quite manoeuvre his body to take possession. You can see the work that David Turnbull's been putting in.
Kyogo's actually back in his own half there defending. Now we see him taking up his familiar position through the middle. Good,
look at that.
Good pressing from Taylor.
These Jablonec's players
That's
could
brilliant.
be in for a
Look at
long
that
night.
pressing
Yeah.
there. Ralston from behind, just Forrest just coming in and helping his teammate out. Hunting in numbers, Celtic.
And it just deflates the opposition as well.
It don't give him any time to settle and get any sort of passages of play. Foul. Yeah, a bit silly there from Ralston. I don't know, he's hurt himself, I think. Not sure if he can win this header.
Yeah, Ralston just a bit high with the challenge there. I think the arms were up.
I just think you've got to know when you can win the header or not. He could have easily got himself a yellow card there. Just don't think he can win that.
Commitment from Ralston.
Oh, good commitment, but you know, Jerry, when the player puts himself in front of you and the ball.
In comes across. Joe Hart keeps his eye on that one. I'm sure Joe will have loved what he's seen so far ahead of him tonight. 32 minutes gone here at Celtic Park. David Turnbull's goal, the difference between Celtic and FK Jablonec. 5-2 on aggregate. Celtic heading to the Europa League playoff round. Turned by Christie once again, just a bit too weighty on the pass to Kyogo.
I just think Christie, we've seen him do it brilliantly in recent weeks. Just a little bit of care. Just a little bit of care on that pass, the right weight. Like he's been doing for fun all season up to now.
It's dry.
Kyogo was clean through.
It's dry just now at Celtic Park, but there have been some very, very heavy rainstorms before kick-off. Perhaps the ground is, the pitch is still very, very slippy. Looking forward to the visit of Hearts here on Sunday in the first game Celtic will play in the League Cup. That game at Tynecastle, John, seems like a distant memory now, doesn't it? It was only just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it does, and sometimes, you know, you start and everything seems to be going rosy, and then you get a little setback like it was at Tynecastle. But the team have bounced back excellently. Scored, you know, over the last 2 games, they scored 10 goals. The performance against Dundee was outstanding at the weekend.
Push into the back of James Forrest that time. Huska. Plestiel getting on the end of this one, being tracked by Taylor. In comes across, and the little flick there from Jablonec, and it's out for the goal kick to Celtic. Taylor to McGregor. Turnbull. Christie. He loses out to Plestel now. It's Jablonec's turn to press high and win the ball back. Ball breaks loose inside the box. Ralston does well to clear up field. There's Kyogo. Oh, he's got a bit of strength about him as well. He's up against one of the biggest players on the pitch. Oh, he's been given a foul against him as Kyogo, but what commitment from Kyogo.
Yes, Kubista, he's up against with the face mask on. I don't know whether...
Nothing in that.
Not a lot in that, was there?
Yeah, he looks concerned, and no wonder.
Kyogo, great energy levels again, though. Just not giving the big centre-back for Jablonec a second.
Well, he's missed one great chance. He's had the ball in the back of the net, ruled out for offside. He's desperate to get himself on the score sheet. Thankfully, David Turnbull has for Celtic.
And what a good goal it was with the outside of his right foot. Class.
Coming up for Celtic, of course, that game against Hearts here at Celtic Park on Sunday in the League Cup. Then the European game next week. We hope and expect it to be the game against AZ Alkmaar. Europa League playoff round, first leg next Wednesday night. Then St Mirren come here in the league on the Saturday. And then the return leg of that European fixture after that. So, as is the way of things, a very, very busy start to the season for Celtic.
Yeah, the games will come thick and fast, Jerry, as we know. So that's the more... It's more important than Ange knows that, you know, he'll need a bigger squad, more options from the bench, more competition to, you know, to last the term with the three competitions. Of course, we've got the cups as well, which going out of both cups last season, you want to do well. Celtic will want to do better in the cups, certainly this season.
Oh, great play. Oh, great footwork there from Stephen Welsh. Christie now on the halfway line, back to Taylor. I think Welsh has been taking lessons there from Tom Rogic. It was great stuff. Look at the way Taylor's come inside, almost into that Callum McGregor role. Here it is again, watch this.
Oh, I love it. Stephen Baresi.
Easy now.
Yeah, nice feet from the young defender. Getting better all the time, Stephen Welsh. Gathering more and more experience, European games. Only improve, playing with good players every week.
You get the feeling the Celtic players such as Turnbull, Christie, McGregor, who have done so much running, are just taking a little bit of a breather just now. The game lasts 90 minutes. They'll get their foot on the gas shortly. Ralston trying to win it back. Jablonec's have it. Huska. You know, the space opened up ahead of him. And luckily for Celtic, he shot straight at Joe Hart.
Yeah, Celtic, they're just getting through there a little bit, as you said, Gerard. I think they're just having a couple of minutes spell, Celtic, where they've started absolutely on fire. And Jablonec are entitled to create the odd opportunity, you know.
Turnbull closed down quickly. Okay. Will get the free kick. The referee's going into the pocket for a booking. I think a booking for some Persistent fouling there. Doesn't seem too bothered about it, does Kraticville?
Oh, yeah. It's just one of them where just catches him on the ankle. Stings for about 3 minutes, Jerry, and you end up running it off.
Speak for yourself, John. I'd be out for 6 months if it was me. Forward by Taylor to Turnbull. That's if I was ever in the first place. Here's Turnbull again. Christie. I think Jablonec's players have realised if they want to come out of this game with anything, then they need to close down the likes of Christie, Taylor and Turnbull quickly.
Yeah, the game's gone. The game's gone for Jablonec. They're playing for pride now. They want to try and maybe create as many opportunities as they can. Something to take away from Celtic Park with the leg, you know, over the both legs. You know, it's done. It's finished. Now Celtic got to go and put a good second half performance on.
Yeah,
Celtic. This huge crowd that have turned out tonight. But in terms of the leg itself, you know, it's very important now that you don't just have that attitude when it's done and you amble through the game. You know, the attitude's got to be from Ange. Keep going, score more goals. Kyogo, keep pressing. Keep, you know, good habits. That's what you need now when you're 5-2 in front and you're cruising.
Joe Hart aiming for Forrest. Ralston up supporting. Pilar with the turn though. Switches that across, looking for Plestel. He's got the pace to keep this one in. Kraticville. Running into too many Celtic players, but managing to keep possession. Forrest does well, lovely cushion pass to Rogic, and he's got Kyogo off and running, and look how far out of his box the goalkeeper had to come. He did well in the end, you have to say.
His reactions were very good then. Hanus, the Jablonec goalkeeper. Kyogo was on his way. You just see here, first to react, quick off his line, the goalkeeper. Good goalkeeping that. On his toes.
Sure, looking back on that, Rogic could maybe have chipped the goalie from where he was. Czech Republic style. Here's Turnbull to Welsh. Now some space for Turnbull. Out on the left is Christie. One-on-one. Once again, Celtic pressing high, but they've conceded the free kick.
You don't mind conceding a free kick there. If you're ever going to give a free kick away, it's deep inside the opposition's half. Celtic can get back in, get their shape, regroup, suck it in.
Inside the final 2 minutes of the half. A chance at half-time to see an excerpt from a regular weekly interview with Ange Postecoglou, the Celtic manager, at the training facility at Lennoxtown. I caught up with the manager earlier this week. Settling in well in his new surroundings, complimenting the weather he was as well. I did tell him not to get too carried away. I'm sure it'll be a welcome break at half-time for these Jablonec players. The Celtic players have covered just about every blade of grass on this pitch in the first half. McGregor. If Celtic got another goal in them before the break. Turnbull, the goal scorer. Player of the year last season, of course. Oh. Commentator's curse there. Turnbull gives it away. Now, this is the last thing we want towards the end of the first half, is a goal at the other end of the pitch, but nothing doing as Huska just fired that one over the bar. McGregor slides that one forward to Turnbull. Now Christie. Back to Turnbull. Last few seconds of the half, referee checking his watch. There will be an added minute. Christie. Turnbull. Kyogo. Snapping away at the heels, trying to win the ball back, but Pilar has it for jablonec. And this time Kyogo does concede a foul. He's going to get a yellow card as well. I think the referee pointing out there were a couple of places where he perhaps feels that he was a bit overzealous with the challenge. So keen is Kyogo to do the best for his new club, but he gets his name in the referee's book. And comes a free kick. Stephen Welsh had his eyes on that one all the way. It's back to Huska. And it comes from Hollick, the back header. Once again, it's Welsh. Free kick, but I think the referee will indicate that that will be the end of the first half. Let's hope Tom Rogic comes back out for the second half as he goes down holding his leg at the end of the first 45 minutes. Well, Celtic came out the blocks, all firing on all cylinders. Turnbull was the man who got the early goal, or the first goal for Celtic after early chances for Kyogo, one of which went into the back of the net but was ruled out for offside. But a thoroughly entertaining first 45 minutes from the men in hoops, just what Ange Postecoglou and these returning Celtic fans wanted. Half-time at Celtic Park. It's Celtic 1, Jablonec 0. So before we head down to Connie and the guys, as I said, a chance for us to catch up with the manager Ange Postecoglou, as I did through the week in our regular weekly Celtic TV interview. Ange, when Dom approached you about the job, I'm sure he mentioned the atmosphere at Celtic Park. You were well aware of it, but now that you begin to experience it even more, especially the weekend, how do you feel about it? Yeah, and it wasn't just Dom. Anyone who I spoke to who had any sort of experience at the football club just said that the number one thing is the atmosphere and the energy generated in Celtic Park. And look, I feel pretty blessed that I've come in a season where the crowd slowly getting back in, and it was great to have 25,000 there on Saturday. I think, as much as me, it was my first experience. I think it was even a more special one for the players who have been here and missed it last year, because they just felt again what it's like to be a Celtic player, and it was a great day all around. Yeah. There's a quote outside Celtic Park and Jock Stein's statue that says football without fans is nothing. For a club like Celtic, it's especially true, isn't it? Absolutely. Like I said, I think if you talk to the players, disappointment of on-field aside, that was the missing ingredient, the missing bit of why players want to play for this football club and why it's such a special place. And I think I said before the game that they really are the soul of the club, and when they're not there, there's a massive disconnect with what it's all about. So to have them back is great. Reading the reaction from Celtic fans across social media and such like, you've put the smile back on the faces of the fans. That must mean a lot to you. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's the players that have done it, and credit to them, because we knew it was important. First home league game, particularly after losing at Hearts, that we wanted to give some hope, I think, more than anything else, because yes, our supporters have missed being at the ground and supporting their club, but we wanted to give them a little bit more than that, and I think the players did that. They gave them some hope that there's something exciting around the corner, and
hopefully we can build on that.
The way the players played in that game against Dundee, bearing in mind they're still getting used to you and the way you want to play the game, did that exceed even your own expectations at this early stage?
I'm not one to sort of set expectations, because I've found in the past that sometimes you can exceed them, and you feel a little bit disappointed that your expectations weren't higher to start with. So I just wanted us to make sure. I said before the game it was important we won, absolutely, because in the league you don't want to lose too many games and lose ground. But more important for me was a really good performance of our football. And that's what I was hoping for. And from that perspective, it was everything I wanted us to be. Not just because we won, but the manner in which we won, and the fact that right till the final whistle, there was an intent there to continue to play our football. As I said, credit to the players that they're willing to sort of believe and invest in it, and we had a good outcome.
Kyogo grabs the headlines for his goals, but I noticed that you mentioned his defensive work as well, and for a manager it must be great to see that someone who can score goals and get themselves in so many great positions isn't just all about grabbing those headlines.
No, it's important, not just for him. I've said it to the players. I think that's the expectations of our fans. That, of course, they love the goals, they love the exciting things, but they want to know you're putting in a shift. Because they do on a daily basis. They spend their hard-earned on getting a season ticket to see them play. They want to see the people who represent them put in a shift as well, and it was important for them to see. I knew Kyogo has that anyway. He works hard, but I think for me that was the most pleasing thing, that all the players bought into that. They were willing to do the hard work and show the supporters they were going to give everything. Like I said, right till the final minute, we could have maybe sort of relaxed in the last 10-15 minutes, but I think even after we scored the 6, we had a chance to score another one. And I think that's important, that the players understand that that's what the supporters want to see.
Just finally, Ange, when I spoke to you when you first signed, you mentioned about how you're very much the football guy, and your wife will take in the new surroundings. But for yourself, how are you settling into life in Glasgow, life in Scotland?
Lennoxtown, home, Lennoxtown, Celtic Park at the moment. But the good thing is the family's here now, and I got out of quarantine yesterday. So really keen to have a look around and sort of get into life here in Glasgow. Everyone sort of tells me it's a little bit of a fishbowl here in terms of me being the Celtic manager, but that's okay. We're a pretty relaxed sort of family, and looking forward to getting out and about and experiencing life here. And to be fair, apart from yesterday, the weather's been brilliant, so no complaints on that front.
Don't get carried away. No, it does not continue like this.
That's all right. Everyone's bursting my bubble whenever I mention it. So, but no, looking forward to it.
Yes, Ange Postecoglou chatting to Jerry McCulloch earlier in the week. Welcome back to Celtic Park. Celtic are 1-0 up against Jablonec. I hope you've enjoyed the first half. I'm joined by John Collins and John Hartson. What did you make of the first 45, John?
I thought it was excellent. I thought Celtic started the game really well on the front foot. There's a lot of fluency in their game, and I think in the wide areas we've looked really, really dangerous with Forrest on the right. That's what all the space is, by the way. And Ryan Christie on the left, and Turnbull scored a fantastic goal outside of his right foot. So got a tiny bit sloppy, once we went 1-0 up for about 5 minutes just before half time. But I think Ange will be drumming it into the boys half time. Look, good habits. Let's go 6-2, let's go 7-2. The tie is over. The tie is done at 5-2. It's all about just, good habits now from the players.
Yeah, 5-2 on aggregate, John. Were you happy with what you saw?
I really enjoyed that 45 minutes, I thought. Building from the back was good. A couple of times, I think Hart could maybe have played a little bit quicker if I'm looking nitpicking. But in general, the play, the combination play through the midfield, Carl McGregor was outstanding. Never gave the ball away, always available. Kyogo, he's so sharp, always looking to make those penetrating runs, but what I'm loving about him is his work ethic, his appetite, hounding down centre-halves. It's just an absolute joy to see. Turnbull's done well, and I think the old Tom Roderick is coming back. There's little bits of magic there, shifting from left to right, quality passes. Nice to see him back.
And touch as well, when the ball's in the air, he brings it down. He's got fabulous touches.
The energy was there in this first half, and it came even more in the form of that goal, John, for David Turnbull.
Yeah, it's a great goal. As we say, it starts off here with McGregor.
It's into Turnbull, it goes wide to Christie. Turnbull continues his run there, look, once he pops it off. And it's Greg Taylor there, who's high up in the pitch. And it's a brilliant finish with the outside of your foot. That is not an easy skill.
Yeah, that's a difficult goal to score, John.
It's very difficult. Greg Taylor's going to get enormous credit here. It's a lovely little ball and it's a quality finish.
But he's a left back and he's pushing on to try and get the ball that's coming out. It's great position from Greg Taylor. There's good vision as well to pick Turnbull out.
Yeah, we spoke defensively as well that Celtic, this is an opportunity for them to build the foundation of, the back line. Have you been impressed with what you saw already tonight?
I think they've been comfortable defensively. They haven't caused us any real problems. We've dominated possession, so from a defensive point of view, it's about keeping concentration levels for 90 minutes because they're in total control. But they're building from the back. You can see the manager's, he's telling them, I want it played out from the back on the deck. And the key is Carl McGregor. The centre halves are playing it with the goalkeeper, and McGregor's at the top of the diamond, making little angles, constantly wanting the ball. Nice build-up play.
John, do you anticipate that Ange Postecoglou will be in there thinking, okay, it's now about game management, and would you anticipate any changes? And if so, who would they be?
Well, I think he might make a couple of changes, may not straight away. I think after an hour, looking at Hearts at the weekend in the cup. So yeah, you might see one or two changes, not wholesale because the team are doing very well.
Okay, fantastic. We will build up to the second half. It is Celtic against Jablonec after this.
This is real football for real fans. Wherever we go, we wear our colours. The future is our focus. Real fans, real football since 1888. The Celtic way. The future is our focus. From the Gallagate to Glasgow Green. Since 1888, this is the home of football. Real football, real fans. Unbroken hoops, unbroken history. What does it mean to wear the green and white?
I think it means family to me.
There's a real synergy between the team and the support.
People here live Celtic. It's a way of life.
You don't really have a choice, you are born into it.
I've always known about Celtic. Even in Australia, people know about Celtic and how passionate the fans are.
The general match day atmosphere is definitely excitement. The closer you get to the ground, you start to see maybe one or two Celtic scarves. You see the hoops, the singing starts and the shouting and the laughs. And I don't know, it just builds up inside you. I mean, there's so many games I could talk about. I'd be here all day. Those are the memories that live with you forever and echo around the stadium.
It's time to wear the four-leaf clover on your breast and the green and white upon your chest. The future is our focus.
David Turnbull's goal that makes the difference between the sides tonight. John's having a wee chat with the fans. They're standing just behind the camera, and they're standing with their own cameras, just trying to get a little ushering you for a selfie, but you're saying no.
Sorry, my apologies.
It's okay. Do you want to nip off for a wee minute and I can do a little monologue?
2 minutes, I'll be there.
He'll be back, don't worry. All right, if you're Ange Postecoglou and you're in there right now and you're thinking about this second half, what is he saying?
I think he'll have said he's happy with the first 45 minutes, but I think Joe Hart, there's a couple of times he got the ball at his feet. He could have played it out earlier, a little bit quicker, get the ball down and start playing a little bit quicker. I think he'll want maybe more shots. I think lots of possession. He'll be looking for more goals, and the key he'll say is, can we keep the tempo going? Can we keep at it? Don't take our foot off the gas. We're wanting more goals, more shots on target. But in general, what he's seen from the first 45 minutes, I think he'll be very pleased.
John, are the players aware of that expectation? expectation when you're out there and, you know, there's just under 60,000 people inside Celtic Park tonight. They want entertain, they want action. But do you just sense that when you're a player and you know...
Trust me, those players know exactly what the Celtic support want to see week in, week out. They want to see goals, they want to see chances, they want to see us attacking teams, pinning teams in. They want to see us, when we lose it, winning it back straight away. I think they want to see Kyoto, the little striker. They want to see his attitude throughout the team. Kyogi, it's just spreads. When you've got somebody at the top of the pitch pressing like that, it spreads to the other players. He's at the top, he goes, everybody else follows him. And I think that's what the Celtic fans are going to see. I think they're going to see a team that's pressing.
Yeah. The team are on their way for the second half. We were chatting a little bit about Kyogo and the influence that he can bring, but I think whenever you think about that, it's almost like, from a manager's perspective, does it make your job just that little bit easier because you know there's someone out there that you can trust and that you can almost just set free and have the freedom to do what you want them to do?
Well, I think he's hit the ground running, in possession, out of possession. He's everything a manager wants when he's centre forward. He's creating chances, he's scoring goals, and he's working his socks off.
Okay. Let's get the second half. Let's rejoin our commentary team of John Hartson and Jerry McCullum.
Thanks very much to Connie and to John. So far, so good then for Celtic. 1-0 up at half-time, thanks to this man here, David Turnbull. With that exquisite finish with the outside of the right foot. No changes to the Celtic line-up, no changes to either line-up at half-time. Pretty sure there will be changes to both sides before the end of the 90 minutes. Jablonec will get the second half underway. Celtic shooting right to left into that Jockstein stand. Kyogo with the chance with the offside goal, a yellow card as well to his name. So off we go with the start of the second half. Long ball this time. Welsh just misjudges the flight of that. Ralston's there to cover. Now Rogic, great turn, and he's got the strength. What a pass that is as well. Has Kyogo got the pace? Almost. Well, that was almost a carbon copy of the start of the first half, John.
Yeah, it was. Kyogo looking sharp early on in the second half. Another good ball from Tom Rogic. But Kyogo just couldn't quite get there. Good defending, actually got across well. I think it's Zeleny.
Yep, Celtic starting the second half the way they did the first. Trying to play Kyogo in. Here he is again. Jablonec just happy to get the ball out of their own defensive third and up the pitch. Great first 45 minutes for Greg Taylor, involved in so much of the good action. Of course, the goal assist as well. Play-steal for Jablonec. Here's Kratochvil. First time straight into the chest of Ryan Christie. Runs into a bit of bother. Jablonec have it back. Play-steal. Sliding challenge comes in. Jablonec's player goes down as his shot comes in. That was just inches over Joe Hart's bar.
It's a shocking challenge from Starfelt. Very, very lucky this is not a penalty. There.
Does he catch him?
Don't know. I'll just have a look. I don't know why he's going to ground or Starfelt.
You're certainly giving the referee a decision to make.
Absolutely. We can see it here.
Not sure there's much in the way of contact, and thankfully the referee agrees.
He just doesn't need to go to ground like that.
So a bit of an early scare for Celtic in the first couple of minutes of the second half. Here's Turnbull. Taylor quickly closed down. Good link-up play involving Taylor and Christie. Oh, this is great from Christie, taken out cynically from behind, and that'll be another yellow card. Holic this time it is. Yeah, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, it just brought him down. Yellow card, nothing more. You just wonder whether Jablonec, Jerry will come out and, you know, make a bit of a fist of this and try and get a few goals to their good, or will they sit in and make the result, you know, a little bit more respectful for them, at just being 5 and trying to stop Celtic from scoring. I would imagine they may well come out and have a go.
What you don't want them to do is to try and kill Celtic's play with challenges like Hollick's. It could put some Celtic players at risk of injury, which is another option they may have.
I think you may well see a few substitutions after an hour or so. You look at the bench, you maybe Ayeti get a run beat on defensively, Sorrow, just maybe Ange looking at the weekend's cup game against Hearts.
Ball over the top, looking for Plestel to run into that one. Starfelt gets there first and gets to the second ball as well.
That's good defending from Starfelt, more of that, strong. Doesn't need to go to ground in his own penalty box.
Cross comes in from Plestel, blocked by Taylor. Good tracking back by Christie. Rogic, can Celtic play it out of danger quickly? McGregor. Now space for Tom Rogic. On that right-hand side is James Forrest. Christie to McGregor. Now Ralston. Move breaks down, but McGregor wins it back for Celtic. Finds Starfelt. Good running by McGregor again, giving Taylor an option of a pass. Here's Christie. Oh, a bit too much there for McGregor to do. Now watch Celtic hunt to try and win this one back. Drew the mistake again. Celtic looking to get a group stage run in the Europa League this season. Champions League just coming a bit too early for Ange Postecoglou. Going out, albeit against Midtjylland, a side that you would hope to get through against, but group stage football in the Europa League still got a bit to go there yet, though. AZ Alkmaar will be no walkovers, of course. Any recognised Dutch side will be difficult to get past. Christie.
Celtic have done that well tonight. If you really can't go anywhere, they've managed to come out and switch play. They've really done that ever so well without trying to force it. The out ball is on all night for Celtic. That's where the width and the space is in the wide areas.
Good support play from Ryan Christie. Decides to go himself that time. And across comes the defender to block. Postecoglou is very keen to bolster his squad while the transfer window is still open. With Celtic fighting on 3 domestic fronts and hopefully a competitive Europa League campaign as well. He'll need a strong squad to get through the season. He's certainly got the makings of an exciting team here. Christie to Kyogo. McGregor has options to his right. One of those is Rogic. To his friend, James Forrest. Rogic. Oh, tried that little Reverse pass through the channel. Kyogo, of course, was the man running onto it. Oh, it's a long effort and trying to catch Joe Hart off his line.
I'm glad he didn't there, because I would be giving Joe Hart pelters if he gets locked from there. He's actually got back in time.
Yes, I think it's a bit of a feature of
yeah, he likes
football
to play
from the Czech Republic.
And Joe likes to play on the edge of the box, like we saw earlier from Hanus, the Jablonec goalkeeper, when he came out really sharp and he was alert from a chance from Kyogo. Joe Hart likes to play on the edge of the box. You see his position now, like most goalkeepers do now.
Jablonec with the throw on the far side. 53.5 minutes gone. Still that first half goal from David Turnbull. The difference between the sides as far as the score sheet is concerned, but in terms of quality of play, there's certainly a lot more than that between these two starting 11s. Taylor finds Rogic. Taylor supports, but Christie's the one in space. Turnbull just uncharacteristically switched off there. Now McGregor. McGregor, look at the space for Turnbull. What a goal from David Turnbull! He did it in the first half. He's done it in the second half. It's hugs all round in the Celtic dugout, because it's a double for David Turnbull. 54.5 minutes. This one's over. It's Celtic 2, Jablonec 0.
Another brilliant goal from David Turnbull. What is he, 30 yards out? Oh, and he hits it low. The ball is bent as well. You just see it there, outside of his foot. Just drills it. Keeper no chance. Low, hard into the bottom right-hand corner. You see his celebration there. He's delighted. Turnbull at the double.
6-2 on aggregate. Celtic well on their way to the Europa League playoff against AZ Alkmaar. Two classy finishes from a classy player. Here's Holick. Ushka. Well, that goal from David Turnbull has got the Celtic fans in full voice now. What a strike it was, the way he just shoots across the ball to get the bend on the shot.
We saw it last season, Jerry, didn't we, on several occasions. Turnbull gets himself into them positions where he can have that strike on goal, and he's got a magnificent hit on him.
Plaistow chasing that one. Good defensive work though by Starfelt. Once again, Ralston coming away in from the right-hand side.
Celtic just need to keep playing their football. McGregor's always available, so's Christie. Turnbull, I anticipate some subs coming on in about 10 minutes or so. Just some fresh legs. Give the players who have not played much football some minutes in their legs. Just frustrate the Jablonec. Incredibly frustrated as it is, but just keep the ball.
Here's McGregor. Masterclass from Callum McGregor tonight.
Oh, he's been outstanding. Absolutely, I totally agree with you. He's just a fabulous footballer. Look at it, he's just always on the half turn. Knows exactly where he is. Has a look over his shoulder before he receives the ball. Any young midfield players watching this tonight, just watch McGregor, how he receives the football.
how he always manages to find that pocket of space, so aware of what's going on around him. The obvious choice, you have to say, since Scott Brown left for pastures new. Forward by Povazanek. Good first touch. Plestill. Hollick. Claims for a handball there against Greg Taylor, waved away. Now David Turnbull. Kyogo ahead of him. The Jablonec's defence, it comes out so far. Kyogo was in an offside position nearly on the halfway line. Here's Ralston. Celtic will come again down this left-hand side. Christie being pushed back. Patient build-up play from the home side. The rain is coming down now in the east end of Glasgow. Not that these supporters are caring a jot. They're back where they want to be, back where they belong. And giving the players the encouragement and the atmosphere to put in a performance like they have done. Rogic to Turnbull. Options, one of them is Kyogo. Goalkeeper comes out, flags up on the far side anyway. Kyogo was offside. I think, John, that one was a lot clearer, but more concerning is the fact that Kyogo is on the deck.
Yeah, there is concern, and I think he's took one off the goalkeeper here. But he showed great bravery because he knows, Kyogo knows he's going to get kicked. Turnbull tries to play in Kyogo. Not sure if he's offside, but he's really brave there because he knows the goalkeeper's going to come out and clatter him. But there he's tried to just get a touch to maybe get a goal or something from James Forrest. He plays it to the side. But that is really brave play from Kyogo, knowing he's going to get kicked from the goalkeeper.
There's that chance up the other end. That's playing for a handball on Greg Taylor.
I'm not sure if he can give that. They want it, yes. It's hit his hand, but there's no way he can get out the way there, Greg Taylor, from that.
I'm sure the Celtic medical staff will be keeping a close eye on Kyogo. Perhaps with this game pretty much in the bag, the manager might decide to bring on Edouard. Although watching Kyogo chase down the defender there, perhaps not. Good play from Ryan Christie. The ball, though, back into the Celtic box. Cross it comes. Good defending there from Starfelt.
Was good defending.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Starfelt. He might well bring Edouard on, you know, for Kyogo. Just mentally, after all the exploits he's been through the last 3 or 4 days, might just be feeling the, you know, not so much the pressure, but the hat-trick and everything that's happened to him very, very quickly. He's been excellent again tonight.
And comes the cross. Again, it's Starfelt with the defensive header. Yeah, Kyogo just nursing that injured leg. Pilar. Huska. That'll be out for a goal kick to Celtic. 62 minutes gone then. 2 goals from David Turnbull. Kyogo looks to certainly not be seriously injured, but it remains to be seen whether the manager will risk too much more from the Japanese goal scorer.
Well, Celtic go again in 3 days, and as I said, Jerry, it's not so much the physical side of it, you know, with everything that he's been through, the move from Japan, everything else.
Ooh. Chance at the other end. Great save from Celtic goalkeeper Joe Hart. When he's called upon to make a save, Joe Hart was there. Point blank save it had to be.
He stands up big, and it's a great hand. Not quite straight at him. He's put his right hand out a little bit.
Yeah, he's had to make the save.
That's a good save. Very, very good save from Joe Hart. That'll do him the world of good, confidence-wise.
Great defensive header from Starfelt. Still, the danger isn't over. Another chance and another great save from Joe Hart. That'll give him so much confidence. Well, he's got the experience, John, hasn't he?
Oh, I tell you something, he's just had a louder applause than what Turnbull had for his goals. What an applause. What respect for Joe Hart from the crowd.
You know, and the biggest compliment I can make him is to say that reminded me of Fraser Forster.
Yeah, just stood up, made himself big.
Great pass from Ryan Christie to find Kyogo. Rogic, late tackle, referee's waving play on. Rogic is still down. Kyogo cutting in from the left-hand side. He goes down. Play on again. A chance for Turnbull. He's on a hat-trick, remember. Still Turnbull. Now it's Ralston. 2 goals in 2 games for Anthony Ralston, but that time the shot was deflected, pass for the corner. Referee just having a word with.
Yeah, they're targeting Kyogo now. You see, they're just targeting him.
Yeah, he's coming off. Edouard will be coming on shortly.
Anthony Ralston fancied it again. It's a decent strike as well. Excellent strike. Out for the Celtic corner. Here comes Edouard.
Well, he might not have got the goal this evening, but he's certainly done the work as Kyogo. Unfortunate to have his goal ruled out for offside in the first half. But what a team player he is, and there's plenty more from this man to come. And we know what this man can do. He's done it season after season for Celtic. Comes the corner, punched away. Shot came in from Ryan Christie. Tom Rogic will just let that one go out for the throw to Celtic. Turnbull just tried to lift that one towards James Forrest. Had to beat 2 defenders though. Look how far Joe Hart is off his line. Oops, Celtic will need to get back. It's okay. So odds on Edouard, not a bad player to bring off the bench.
Absolutely not. No, he's still a Celtic player, and while he's still a Celtic player, he's got that jersey on. He would certainly like the support from the crowd. He's done so much for the club. Yes, he's been off the boil in the last 18 months or so, but he will still want that support while he's out there playing. He's got to earn that support as well.
Kovacic to Pollock. Greg Taylor with the block. Now, can Celtic get the counter-attack going? Once again, another cynical challenge. A few wayward challenges from the Jablonec players tonight. Referee might need to get a hold of this one. It's a great sight to see return to Celtic Park.
Celtic are very sharp though, aren't they? And sometimes when you get there that split second before the opposition, you can sometimes get caught because you're too sharp and you're one step ahead in your brain for the opposition.
couple of changes will be made by the Czech side imminently. Thomas Malinsky and Thomas Vankara coming on. In the heat of Lisbon, as the rain comes down here on the east end of Glasgow. Welsh. It's great to see that hunger in Tom Rogic's play. Good play from Christie. Cross comes in from Taylor. Well, I almost caught the goalkeeper off his line. I'm not sure that was the intention from Greg Taylor.
He keeps making these lung-bursting runs, Greg Taylor. His fitness levels and energy levels and his will to get beyond his opposite full-back is outstanding.
So double change for Jablonec. Thomas Malinsky there. And number 6 coming on, another Thomas coming on. Manchara. Plestill and the centre forward Dolezal, the players making way. "20 minutes plus added on time to go here at Celtic Park. Huska. Celtic win it back. The Jablonec have it again. Pilar. Kovazanek. Holic. And a bit of space on this right-hand side. Chip in with the left foot. It's a chance. Good defensive work, though, from Anthony Ralston, who came across. Yeah, Ralston did well there.
Fantastic defending from Ralston. Got to say, his performances has been excellent this season. Right from the beginning of this, he played every game. And as we said before, the shirt is his now to keep. So somebody else maybe will challenge him for that shirt.
Good defensive header once again from Starfelt. That's 2 or 3 times he's been called on inside that 6-yard box. Oh, Celtic wanting to take that quickly. The referee spoiling the party. A couple of changes to be made by Celtic. That's Adam Montgomery about to come on, which would perhaps suggest a change with Greg Taylor, who's really done everything asked of him tonight. Oh, lovely from Taylor to Christie. Playing with such confidence as well. Great to see. Christie forward, looking for the run of Edouard. He's through on goal on the left-hand side. Edouard goes for the chip. The follow-up is there from James Forrest. And it's a 3rd goal for Celtic. Great build-up play involving Ryan Christie and Greg Taylor. It was Odsonne Edouard through on goal. His finish didn't quite come off, but James Forrest was there to support and to put the ball into the back of the net. 18 minutes left. Celtic 3, Jablonec 0.
Yeah, again, it's Edouard gets put through. Keeper does well initially. Edouard maybe should do better. Just tries a little deft lob there, but Jamesy Forrest following up gets his reward like last week against Jablonec. The 2nd goal against this team. And he gets his reward for getting himself right in there, James Forrest.
Yeah, got the third goal last week, gets the third goal in the second leg. A triple change is about to be made. Sorrow, Montgomery and Ayeti will be coming on. Rogic, one of the players making way. Ryan Christie, another of the players. And David Turnbull, who got those two fantastic goals for Celtic. He gets an ovation as he makes way.
He's been excellent tonight, David Turnbull. Two fantastic goals. He's just adding a few fresh legs now. Finished the game strongly. What Ange Postecoglou wants to do, score more goals, maybe. Just freshen things up, looking at the cup game against Hearts at the weekend.
And an opportunity for some players to
absolutely
to make their mark, to show the manager that perhaps he should be thinking about them for the starting 11. That's what you want at a club like Celtic, competition for places. So this game well and truly over as a contest, 7-2 on aggregate. Well, we're high up in the gantry above.
Just about to say, are we safe?
We're high up in the gantry above the main stand, myself and John, and well, you can see what's happening around the ground. We can feel the main stand shaking, and there's no one even in the stand. I'm not sure what this man makes of it, but I'm sure he likes it.
The crowd have certainly enjoyed tonight, and the players have not let them down. Players have been outstanding, so's the crowd. Great to see a full house back at Celtic Park. Certainly brings back a lot of memories for me.
And great that these supporters can go home after this return to Celtic Park with a victory to talk about. Nothing worse than coming back to a full house in your ground and going away with a defeat. Montgomery playing just ahead of Taylor on the left. McGregor to Sorrow. McGregor again. Across comes Ralston. He's got Forrest to his right. Oh, the pass was just a little bit short from Tony Ralston. Hand of apology from the full-back. He's got absolutely nothing to be sorry about. Yeah, you were saying, John, it brings back memories for you?
Well, it does. I just think, you know, Celtic Park, European nights under the lights, they're just special, really are, and I'm very privileged, and it was an honour for me to play in so many wonderful nights. It's a great victories as well along the way, so the Celtic fans absolutely love the European nights, and it would be great if we just could get past Alkmaar next week and then enter into the group stages of the Europa League. Still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, an awful lot of work. Alkmaar finished just a point behind PSV in third place in the Dutch Eredivisie last season.
But we're playing good football, Jerry. You know, we are fluent. The system is working. The high press. The players feel very comfortable.
Great play from Montgomery. Taylor back to McGregor. Once again, I don't know if the camera showed that, Joe Hart about 40 yards off his line. Oh, pass almost through to Ayeti there. Yeah, Joe Hart playing like a sweeper there.
It's great, brilliant from Ayeti. And look how high they are. Edouard chasing, not giving the defenders a second to settle. Excellent, well done. Good pressing from the front. That's what you call that.
The manager is keen to work on the players' fitness, and you can see why. When they play this system, when they play this style, these players need to go full pelt for 90 minutes, no matter where you are in the pitch.
Yeah, Starfelt, I think, is a clash of heads here. I don't think this certainly is just innocuous, wasn't intentional at all. Certainly it's a clash of heads. You see it there.
Yeah, oh, right in the side of the head. That's a, well, nothing intentional, but that is a sore one. Yeah, it's Povazanek, sorry, it's Kratichvili, the number 17, who's down. Thankfully, he looks okay, but you can never be too sure with a head knock. Here's what you've been entertained with so far tonight. That was the opener from David Turnbull. Classy finish. If you thought that was good, that was even better. James Forrest popped up to help Hudson Edward and grab the third goal.
Great to see Turnbull adding goals to his game. James Forrest as well. He's becoming that goal-scoring midfielder, few and far between. David Turnbull.
Oh, that's great play from Soro. Look at Forrest chasing forwards. Jablonec just down to 10 men. Kratichvil's back up. He's ready to come back on. There is obviously a big debate going on about players who receive head knocks continuing. That was a hefty head knock that Kratichvili got. He's back on just now.
Is it more for when you're concussed, Jerry, or is it just even if you get a clash of heads? But still, they took him off, didn't they? Maybe just for a few seconds.
10 minutes left in this one. Corner kick coming in. Almost met well by Kubista. Inside the last 10 minutes. The stewards just dealing with an over-exuberant supporter. Who was extremely delighted to be back here at Celtic Park. We'll get play underway in just a few seconds. Plenty to be positive about, John, not just from this game, from the last 3 games looking ahead to this game, this cup game. Huge game coming up here on Sunday.
Well, it is, yeah, and obviously I wasn't going to mention, you know, the early defeat against Hearts, but there'll be a little bit of Celtic will want to put that to bed and beat them on the weekend. Celtic now scored 13 goals in the last 3 games. They're scoring plenty of goals. You know, and also what I like as well, Turnbull with a double tonight with the brace, and Forrest, and you're not overly reliant then, Jerry, on your front players to get your goals all the time. Goals are coming from all different areas of the pitch.
Oh, this time Joe Hart's lost out on that one, but look at the number of Celtic players. 4 Celtic players racing back to help their goalkeeper out and prevent the goal.
Yeah, Joe Hart's got away with that one. He's got away with the fact that Jablonec are not good enough to punish Celtic there. And he's just better off putting his foot through it, Joe Hart. He knows that.
Bit of a shove there, no?
Well, he knows more than anybody else. You just can't take risks there. When you're the actual player, you know, the last player, the deepest, say, on the pitch, enjoy, you can't take risks. He'll know that. He's got vast experience. England international, Man City, title wins. He'll know that. He's got a little bit sloppy there, that's all.
Malinsky just can't keep that one from going out. Looks like Nir Beaton is about to come on as well for Celtic. McGregor finds Forrest. Ball in from Forrest is a good one. Ayeti just can't get the power or the direction in the header.
He takes up a really good position though, does Ayeti. He just pulls out a little bit. James Forrest, it's a good position. He gets time and space. Maybe should hit the target there, Ayeti, but forgive him, he's only on the pitch a few minutes.
Well, he got the players going in the huddle tonight, did Callum McGregor. He does the business on the park as well. A masterclass from McGregor. He leads the team off the pitch, he leads them on the pitch as well. What a performance from him. He goes off to be replaced by Nir Beaton as the armband gets handed over to James Forrest.
Yeah, Callum McGregor, he is Mr. Consistent, isn't he? Mr. Consistent, plays well every single time he's asked upon. Another brilliant performance from him this evening.
Yeah, sets such a good example both on and off the pitch. And a cracking guy to boot. So Celtic with a bit of defending to do if they want to keep a clean sheet. Sorrow back there with the final touch. And it will be important for Joe Hart and the Celtic defence to keep that clean sheet tonight.
Well, absolutely. The strikers want to score goals, defenders and goalkeepers want to keep clean sheets. It's that two in the last two games. Dundee United at the weekend. And concentration levels now, though. All right, the game is done, but they test you all the time. Couple bit of freshness, few subs coming on for Jablonec.
Meaty challenge there from Montgomery. I think it's been penalised by the referee. I think he'll also get a yellow card for this one as well.
Oh yeah, Montgomery is high. He's over the ball. Could have been worse.
Martinek about to come on for Jablonec. They will drop down into the playoff of the Europa Conference League, the inaugural season of that competition. Your man of the match as Celtic's double scorer tonight, David Turnbull.
Yeah, I thought it might have been between Turnbull and Callum McGregor. I'd imagine it would have been quite harsh on Turnbull scoring two excellent goals and not getting the man of the match. As good as Callum McGregor was, it was a tough call.
Yeah, chosen by the Celtic fans, by the Celtic Twitter platform. It was options were David Turnbull or Callum McGregor, as selected by John Collins. David Turnbull gets the vote for his two goals. So two changes. Popazanek coming off for Martinek. Vaclav Pilar comes off as well, so a double change. Tomas Smejkal. Thankfully, we'll only have a few minutes to deal with those pronunciations, John.
I've left all them tough names to you tonight, Gerard. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Inside the final 4 minutes, heading towards 87 minutes, there will be a couple of minutes at least added on for that second half stoppage as the shot comes in from the substitute Martinek, high over Joe Hart's bar.
He struck it reasonably well, didn't he? Seemed to get a lot of power behind that shot. Never testing Joe, always rising. That's better, Joe. Put your foot through it.
So I'm sure all day the Celtic fans who are here at Celtic Park tonight have been thinking about nothing else than returning to this great stadium if it was their first time. I know a lot of fans have managed to get back in for a few of the games up until now, but not for a crowd and an atmosphere as big as this one. Thankfully the team have done their bit with a performance and the result. It takes them into the playoff round of the Europa League. As David Turnbull just been announced there as the Dapperbet man of the match. Sorrow back defending for Celtic. Celtic still not clear their lines. Taylor's in there to help out. Now Beaton, he finds Edward. Won by Martinek, but Montgomery wins it, then goes down. Play goes on. A lot of challenges flying in. It was Ayeti that was penalised for that one on Huska. It's important for a new manager to make an impression with the supporters. If he can have a strong connection with these supporters, then it's a formidable combination, and Ange Postecoglou certainly has done that, John.
I think the fans are right behind him. I think they've realised that at the very beginning when he came in, there was an awful lot of work to be done in terms of bringing players in, players of the quality that make a difference, make the team stronger. He's certainly done that. He's had some really good results. Okay, he was disappointing at the Champions League, but maybe this is where we are. This is the Europa League. This is where we belong right now. But more signings to come, but absolutely. I think the Celtic fans are right behind the new manager, Ange Postecoglou. They will give him all the backing they can.
Followed by Sorrow to Forrest. Montgomery. Oh, lovely play from Adam Montgomery. Cuts in from the left-hand side. Oh, Yeti and Edward left it for each other.
That's just maybe just a little bit of lack of understanding, not playing together. But Adam Montgomery, this is great play from the youngster. Charges forward.
Well, that's it. Full time from the referee. No added on time. Handshakes all round. And it'll be high fives and fist bumps all around this stadium. The fans came here expecting a great night. They were going to provide it with the atmosphere from the stands. And it was up to Ange Postecoglou and the players to provide it on the pitch. And they did that from the word go tonight, led by this man, Callum McGregor. Kept out at the back by this man, Joe Hart, who had a couple of very important saves to make in that second half. And a double from Turnbull. He can be very satisfied with the shift that he has put in tonight. The manager said he wanted the supporters to see the players putting a shift in, because that's what they do. And they've certainly done that tonight. Every single player to a man has put in the shift and got their just rewards. Next up for Celtic in Europe is the Europa League playoff round. AZ Alkmaar will be coming to Celtic Park next Wednesday night, not Thursday, next Wednesday night, for the first leg of that Europa League playoff. But the important thing was for the players on the pitch to do the job tonight for these supporters. And that's exactly what they have done. It was 4-2 coming into this second leg tonight. The job was only half done, but it's now complete. And it finishes here, Celtic 3, Jablonec 0.
Yes, these players behind us, John, taking a lap of honour, and rightly so, because they've worked hard tonight and they deserve this victory.
Sorry.
Do you know why that is? Because there's very happy supporters inside Celtic Park.
The supporters are absolutely delighted. It was a first-class performance.
You're saying that the players taking a lap of honour, they deserve to do that because they worked hard tonight.
They worked from start to finish. They passed the ball very well. The reaction reactions when they lost the ball was excellent. All round, really good performance. Joe Hart again getting a clean sheet. He'll be delighted with that, the manager.
The first couple of goals then, shall we? David Turnbull, I think interestingly enough over the past couple of games, he's been kind of the man that no one's really been talking too much about, just going about his business, and he made himself, you know, clear again to the Celtic Park crowd. And exactly why they bought him in the first place.
He was bought because he's an excellent finisher. We've seen that last season. But at the start of the season, he's missed one or two chances, but it's a fabulous goal. Again, started by Carl McGregor. The ball played wide. Christie's trying to get in the box. They get it out, but Greg Taylor does really well here. Nice little pass. Quality first touch finish outside of the foot. It's a wonderful finish. And one thing he's got composure, David Turnbull. And he loves taking shots, and more often than not, he hits the target. A quality finish.
He just has such awareness of where the other players are around him. He's intuitive almost with his play.
Well, he's got fabulous close ball control. He's got great confidence, and he's a very good finisher. He's got that composure. He's got self-belief.
I mean, you can see exactly what it meant to him and to Kyogo, who seemed to enjoy himself today. As are these supporters behind us. Honestly, I don't think we can highlight enough how important not just this game is to Celtic because of what it means for the Europa League and qualification to the playoff round, but for families, for friends, for people coming together again and being in this amazing stadium.
Well, this fabulous stadium brings the Celtic family together every other weekend here, and everybody's missed it so much. And I've got to say, from start to finish, the supporters were unbelievable. I don't think there was a minute in that 90 minutes that they weren't singing songs. That just gives the players so much energy.
Yeah, and Callum McGregor, you know, this is his new role as captain. It's going to take him a while, I guess, to get to find his own style, the way that he wants to be a captain, and he's really tried to make that role his own over the last two home games.
I think tonight I thought he was immense. Callum's not one that shouts and balls. He's a leader with the way he plays. He always wants the ball. The amount of times he was taking it from the goalkeeper, ball at his feet, somebody right up his backside. His first touch was superb, protects the ball, lays it off to his teammate, and straight away makes another angle to receive it. An absolute joy to play with. And I mean, he's the one that starts everything off for this team.
Yeah, he's a special player, and I think he also brings that calmness, doesn't he, to that midfield, and that's something that Scott Brown did so well, but he's learned from him, and he's brought his own sort of Callum McGregor-ness to the role.
Without a doubt, he's learned from Scott. He's been playing next to him for so many years now. But Callum, he's a player that never gets flustered. He's never stressed because he knows he's got a terrific first touch. And he's brave. People talk about bravery, being diving into tackles. Real bravery in modern football is always taking the ball. Even when you've got three opponents round about you in a tight situation, Callum takes it because he's got great first touch and close control.
Well, the player who scored the first two goals, David Turnbull, we can hear live from him. He's with John.
David, I'm not sure how much you can hear me at the minute. Before I get to the game, how about that support tonight and the reception you've received?
Yeah, that's what we've missed for the past year and a half. It's my first time experiencing it, and it is on the home team, and I loved every minute of it. They were great from minute one to the end, and that's what we're looking forward to, playing in front of more of them.
To the game itself, is that one of the best performances that you've seen put in here at Celtic Park in your time at Celtic?
Yeah, it was a great performance all round. There was a few wee bits we could tidy up on, but it's something to build on, especially the past few results. And today, it's went great for us, and it's just to build on that now and keep the momentum going.
The manager appears to have instilled a great deal of belief in yourselves, both in possession and out of possession. There's a lot of trust on the pitch.
Yeah, that's what he's kind of wanting us to work on. Just playing possession football, attacking football. He's letting us go express ourselves, and it's great for the team. Everybody trusts each other, and you just need to do that, and then be brave in the ball, and that's what everybody's doing at the moment.
And on a personal level, under the lights, a European night at Celtic Park, two fantastic goals.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. For myself personally, the first few games of the season, it's been tough for myself, but it's just about sticking in, and I knew it would come, and thankfully that's it. My first goal came this season, and it's just to continue that on and get even more and buzzing.
Well, the fans have voted you the Daffabet Man of the Match, so congratulations,
Cheers,
David.
Thank you.
I was wasn't sure if he was buzzing there until the very end, and we got a wee smile out of him. But I tell you what, John, Hartson's back with us. What a performance from David Turnbull.
It was, and what now he's becoming that goal-scoring midfielder. That's going to get you maybe 12, 13 goals a season. Takes huge pressure off the centre forwards. James Forrest with the other goal, that's the 2 legs James Forrest has scored in, so he's certainly played his part in this win over Jablonec, and he did it for fun, John, you know, getting forward, getting into positions to strike and score goals, making runs off the front man, and that's what he'll be known as now, David Turnbull, a player that will add goals to his game. He's got a fantastic, you know, way about him. Any opportunity he likes to let rip with a shot, and his first goal tonight was brilliantly finished.
Yeah, this is the second goal from tonight, and I mean, it's quite difficult to try and pinpoint an area of the park that, you know, that even tonight, you know, Celtic were poor in, and again, this from David Turnbull was just really special.
It's an outstanding strike. He's caught it so sweet, but it's good build-up play. Look at players, midfield players moving, keeping the ball moving, not taking too many touches.
Look at his first touch, John Turnbull there.
Oh, bang! Such a clean strike.
And listen,
Sets you up.
We spoke on Sunday, John, about the fact that, you know, we spoke about Kyogo and the importance of the creativity that he brings. I mean, how pleased do you think that Ange Postecoglou will be, given the fact that we're seeing goals from everywhere?
He'd be delighted, because as I said, it takes huge pressure off your front players if the midfielders are chipping in with a few goals. As I mentioned, Forrest, you know, Rogic has got a goal on him on the weekend when they won 6-0. If you can get your centre halves to come up and get you 5 or 6 goals, you know, head the ball in both boxes, a threat when you get corners for, you know, it's massive for the team when you can get players and you can get goals from all areas, an array of type of goals. But it's huge. Ange will be delighted. That's 13 goals in the last 3 games. Celtic are scoring for fun.
And when you're an opponent, an opposition coach trying to mark up against this team, you think, where's the goal threat coming from? It's coming from all over the pitch, wide right, wide left, through the middle. So it's so difficult for the opponents. For the manager, it's just such good news when you've got goals from all angles.
Yeah, we were talking about James Forrest there, and whenever Odsonne Edouard sort of steps up here, you're thinking to yourself, he's a stick-on to take this, but James Forrest was there just to mop up behind him.
Look at the pass again.
Oh, brilliant.
He
should do better, you know, Edouard. He should be getting out of his field, just bending in that far corner. It looks brilliant if it comes off. If he does happen to just dink it over the goalkeeper, yeah, it looks brilliant. But I just think get it out and just curl it in that far corner. All right, the keeper does well, it's a decent save, but James Forrest is following in. That's what you want. You want him to anticipate and follow in. Think that Edouard's going to miss, and he gets in there, he's in the right place, and he gets his goal for his reward.
And we were wondering, actually, before this game, just how that front three might work together, because we've seen Abada on Sunday, and that worked really well with Kyogo and with Christie. But he slotted in there just so well, as James Forrest does.
Well, he's a good football player. He carries the ball well. He's a good finisher. Sometimes he can be a little bit frustrated. Sometimes he doesn't work back enough or win enough possession, press maybe. But the difficult thing for the manager is who's he going to leave out on Sunday now?
Exactly. That's a tough call to make, isn't it, John?
Yeah, and the good thing is Forrest has been like a new signing in this season in particular, because he missed a lot of last season. You know, so when he's back now, but as John has rightly said, you know, it's competition now. The players have to stay on their toes. They're fighting for that, you know, that position in the team. You look at Edouard, whether he stays, he's got Kyogo. You've got different, you know, you've got a load of midfielders to choose from. Rogic is coming back into great form.
I was just going to mention that. We've got to mention Tom Rogic. I think what we seen tonight was the Tom Rogic of old.
He's like the player from, you know, 2-3 seasons ago.
And he's an absolute joy to watch. His balance, the ball control, he gets it out of tight situations. You think there's 3 players round about, all of a sudden he pops it over the head, and he was playing lovely.
Again, he's
passes.
another midfielder, John, that brings goals as well to his game. He can also provide and make goals, but he's silky, isn't he? He's just got that touch, balance.
He just loves
Wonderful.
a shot from distance, Tom Rogic, doesn't he? You always sort of see him just round about, just outside the penalty box, and you're thinking that's kind of Tom Rogic territory. Well, thinking about players again who might be on the periphery or who are thinking about the possibility of you know, competition for places. You mentioned Edouard. If you're Odsonne Edouard and you're seeing Kyogo and you're thinking, you know, that was sort of his position to lose last season, what's going through your mind?
Well, we don't know in terms of what type of bid Now, remember, Odsonne Edouard's contract is running down. And I would imagine Celtic will, if they can offload him in this particular window before August the 31st and they get decent money for him, I think they'll take it. But it's a shame that he's not now the 25 million pound player he was 18 months ago. That's mainly because his performance levels have dipped
and COVID
so much.
As well.
COVID as well, but his performances, his head's been turned. I think at the start of last season he expected to move. I think Celtic sold him the potential 10 in a row, stay. We've got something special that's going to happen here at this club. And I think at that particular time, you know, we didn't start the season. He missed the first Rangers game here, the 2-0 defeat. And I just think he was a little bit troubled in terms of he never got his move, wasn't quite at it. His head got turned a little bit. But now it's like, well, you know, I would love him to stay. I think if you've got Edouard and Kyogo in your group in terms of, but, you know, again, I don't know where the club are in terms of what they're thinking of. They would have to try and sell him, otherwise he could walk away for nothing in 6 months.
It's going to be very difficult for him just now, sitting on the bench after being the #1 striker for so long. He's sitting there watching Kyogo and he's thinking, he's scoring goals, he's making goals, he's working hard. I would love to see Odsonne Edouard working like Kyogo. I think that's something for me that he's got to get into his game. That work ethic without the ball, sprinting and putting centre halves under pressure. There's no doubt he's got technical ability and he's a good finisher, but the reality is his price has dropped in the last 12 months. He's now running his contract down, and I'll be surprised if Celtic get an offer, they refuse it.
The thing is as well, John, if Edouard does go, if they do sell him, that's leaving Kyogo.
It is.
Ayeti and obviously Lee Griffiths. We don't really know where they fit in. I know Ayeti came on tonight. Lee apparently is carrying an injury.
I think he's back training, this week.
Yeah, so would you want to go into a season with just Kyogo, Ayeti and Griff? I think they're probably going to have to buy another striker.
But that's the thing, John. The manager's already said, and he stated quite clearly, that he needs additional players. Well, when those additional players and what they'll look like and who they are.
I think there's no doubt the recruitment department, the manager will be looking for a new number 9. They'll be scouring Europe, probably Japan, because the likelihood is Edouard will go. There's no point keeping a player who doesn't really want to be here, is not 100% focused, and there's an opportunity of getting some decent money for him. And because if they don't sell him now, then they're going to get nothing for him.
Yeah.
Is there the thought process that now Celtic are 2 games away, effectively, from the Europa League group stages? That entices new players, perhaps, entices players perhaps who might have been potentially thinking about going elsewhere earlier, you know, in the season or the close season. Convince them to stay, perhaps?
Well, I think if you're any player at all, you want to play European football. Champions League's #1 choice, but after that it's Europa League. And any player that wants to come and play at this football club, there's nothing better than playing in these European nights. But it's hard getting players in it. I've been there before. It's not easy. Sometimes you've got to be patient. The fans, everybody wants them in nice and early, but some clubs are holding on. They're waiting until they sell or buy somebody before they release somebody.
There will be more players coming in. I think Ange is absolutely determined of that. He wants to add. He potentially won't have 2 players in every position, but he could have it in 6 or 7 positions. Because they might just run out of time. You know, August the 31st is only 10 or 11 days away, I believe. So there will be more, you know, investment in the team. It's just a case of what positions. You know, we have a fair idea what they need, but good players. It takes a certain type to come here and be successful, and they've got to be better than what you've got. No point bringing in just players for the sake of having numbers.
Well, I'll tell you what. One player he did bring in a position that a lot of fans had questioned was the goalkeeping position. Joe Hart has, you know, made 2 fabulous saves tonight, and I think actually the first and the second one were cheered so much I thought there was a goal going in.
Me too.
That's the first one, John.
In fairness, it's right at him, just above him. It's good reactions, and I love the reaction of the supporters. They're thinking maybe last season that would have been in the back of the net, but that's what he's paid to do, make that type of saves. He's done his job tonight. I thought he's looking confident. Again, it's not the most difficult save, but it's a save.
Okay, and one man who will be happy with that save is the Celtic manager, Ange Postecoglou, who is chatting with John.
Ange, your thoughts on not only the performance but the emotion around the stadium this evening?
Yeah, I mean, the emotion was it was incredible. I guess both on the park and more importantly off the park. The fans just created something special, and I thought our performance was okay. We started really well. I think we fed off the energy in the stadium, and we created some good chances, scored a goal. We lost our way a little bit, and then second half again we picked it up, and it was a real good job. I mean, we've got a really heavy schedule to maintain this sort of intensity, and having a full house in here certainly helps us.
I know you ask a lot of the players. There's words I could use like energy and drive and determination, but you've asked them to be brave in the ball. Were you impressed with how brave they were tonight?
Yeah, look, it's part of who we want to be. I think we've got to be a team that shows no fear and tries to play our football and dictate the game. And it's not easy to do, to be fair. And I do put a lot of responsibility and expectation on the players to do that. But the other side of that is you get great rewards if you're prepared to be brave. And I think these last sort of 2-3 games we got rewards for it.
How pleased are you with the interaction of that midfield three in Rogic, Turnbull and McGregor tonight?
Yeah, they were great. I mean, I think Tommy was outstanding tonight, both on and off the ball, and Davey's been great, but I think he gets a bit hard on himself if he doesn't score, and for him to get a couple of goals tonight is super for him, but he's been very good. And Cal's just a great, he's a great orchestrator in there of understanding what we need and the tempo we need, and again, he did well.
And in a game where he didn't have a lot to do, Joe Hart has demonstrated his value.
Yeah, look, he's a top quality goalkeeper, and he was there when we needed him tonight, and that's what you need. And aside from that, he has a real presence around the place, and he's very motivated to have success, and I think that's the kind of people we need here.
Well done again tonight, Ange.
Thank you.
And chatting to John Ledwith. I don't know about you, but even though there's hardly anyone in this stadium, I could still hardly hear what Ange Postecoglou was saying there. But I'm guessing with the sort of look and wry smile on his face, he was happy with that performance.
He's very satisfied. I think he's a coach that wants his team to build from the back, play through midfield and be creative. And you can see he's putting the demands on them at the back. They're playing out when they're under pressure, and that's the test. Anybody can play out when the opposition drop off, but the test is when the opposition put a full press on you, can you play out? And there was periods tonight when they put a full press on us. They were really tight against Callum. Centre halves had players not too far away from, and we played out from the back. So that's the key word, is bravery, good players that are capable of taking it in tight situations. And in Cal McGregor, we have an outstanding number 6, I would say, that can start the build-up play. His first touch, his awareness, the way he scans over his shoulders, so he's always available. So he'll take it from centre halves and goalkeepers anywhere, anytime, and you can tell that's what the demands he's putting on them.
Yeah, and I think tonight, when sometimes you go into a game and you're 4-2 ahead, then you go 5-2, 6-2, the players can get a little bit complacent at times, but I thought they kept going. The situation, they win 6-2 or 7-2, whatever it was on aggregate. The game was fairly comfortable for them, and the good thing is that he was able to make changes, and he was able to rest a few players for the weekend. Every game now, coming up, Hearts, and then Alkmaar, and then another league game, and then the following. So it's no respite when you're at Celtic Football Club. He's going to need them players who are going to come in to help the ones that are already here. He needs a big squad, but I thought that was good tonight, making a few changes, looking ahead towards the weekend.
Okay, my thanks to John Collins, to John Hartson. It's been a fabulous night under the lights here at Celtic Park. As John says, it's Hearts on Sunday in the League Cup, and then next week it is the Europa League group stages calling AZ Alkmaar in the playoffs. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
The future is now.